Hi guys, welcome to another reading on my channel, The Wisdom of Intuition. Thank you for being here, and I really hope that today's reading will be kind of a comforting message that you need to hear right now. We have 3 different piles today, and before I go into that, I have to say that this reading will be done in a way that I'm only going to take oracle cards today. And because of it, I'm going to shuffle the cards and pick them before we go into the pile. So for those of you who like to watch cards being pulled from the decks, you can do that after I show you the 3 groups. If not, you can go down into the description box and you can find a timestamp for your pile and just go right into the reading. So we have 3 different piles. Pile 1 is this moonstone with the card, "You are perfectly beautiful." Sorry for the glare, guys. We have pile 2. This is pink PETALITE. It's a very beautiful stone. And the card, "Practice Feng Shui, create a sacred space." And we have pile 3, RHODONITE. And the card, "Commit to self-care rituals." Now we're gonna go into the shuffling part, into pulling the cards for each group, or you can just skip this part and see you in your pile. Okay guys, now we've pre-shuffled the cards, we picked them out, and now you can choose your pile, whether it's pile 1 with the moonstone, pile 2 with the pink petalite, or pile 3 with the rhodonite stone. See you in your pile. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the moonstone and the card. You are perfectly beautiful. And with this combination, I would say right off the bat that a lot of you are in great need to embrace your femininity. You are in great need to embrace who you are as a human being, the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that you think. Because a lot of you consider yourself to be less than, or not good enough, or not beautiful enough, not smart enough. So this is not only regarding your physical attributes, it's regarding your personality as well. And wherever or about whichever part of yourself you feel that you're not good enough or beautiful enough, I feel the universe is trying to tell you that it is time for you to embrace your imperfections, because those imperfections is what makes you perfect and unique. And without you accepting that as your own and own your insecurities, I feel that you will have a lot of problems regarding relationships. And I feel that for you guys from pile number 1, it is key for you to be totally accepting of yourself and to truly love yourself in all forms and shapes, as well as all phases of your life. So this goes way beyond the physical for some of you guys, okay? I do have a course, but it's currently only in Croatian language, which basically deals with loving yourself, and that's what it's titled, Love Yourself. It's a 21-day course in which I teach people what it looks like and what it means to love yourself, and how to properly do all the techniques required daily so that you can actually feel that you do love yourself. And it actually changes your mindset in terms of you knowing how to love yourself even when things are going wrong or going in a direction that you're not actually satisfied with. Because loving yourself means loving yourself unconditionally and unapologetically. It doesn't have to be tied with a certain amount of success or money or whatever. You just love yourself in whatever phase you are currently at. And it is something that has to be taught, unfortunately, because nobody has taught us, nobody showed us through our lives how does it look like to love ourselves, because they're keeping these ridiculous standards that are not even realistic, and each and every one of us is trying to uphold those standards, but it's not realistic. So that's why my course is dedicated to all of those who are done trying to satisfy some irrational beauty standards which are not actually even real. But let's dive into your cards to see what did you get. And the first card we have, treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Then we have the spider. The spider will reveal your fate to you. Okay, we have lapis lazuli, truthfulness and presence. It takes courage to be honest. Lapis strengthens your self-awareness so that you can openly express your truth. It lets you be present and go through life with dignity. This fits perfectly with your reading. We have Master Jesus, or Jesus, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. Such a beautiful card. Then we have get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives connect with nature. We have, am I consistently showing up? We're going to take a look at the back of the card later. We have, whatever today may look like, I can change it with my attitude. And we have, practice not to be so perfect. Someone will hopefully be teased. This is such an amazing reading, and I have a feeling like I'm missing a card, but I don't think so. But just in case, I'm going to pull another one from this deck because I feel it will be needed. And I do like the symmetry, so my OCD will be satisfied. Okay. And we have, normal is so damn boring. Good. Okay. So for you guys, everything revolves around self-love, around accepting yourself with all your flaws and all your advantages as well, of course. And as I was saying, my course, Love Yourself, is dedicated to people who are ready to step into their power and really embrace who they are without having to without having to apologize for who they are or what they are doing. And I feel this cards that came out for you represent that perfectly, because we have the treasure your loved ones, and it's important to love others deeply. By loving others, you are actually giving yourself a sort of self-love. But the key in loving others is first loving yourself, because if you don't love and accept yourself, you're not able to give that to anybody else. So for you guys from pile 1, I feel that the path of self-love is your way of being, your preferred and desired way of being for the next phase of your life. The self-love is actually a good foundation for any other relationship, because if you don't have self-love, there will come a phase in those relationships that you may build that will make those relationships very rocky and unstable. And you might make choices that are not good for you or good for the other person. But if you're well grounded, and you have the grounded card here, in self-love, you will never overstep your boundaries, and you will never let other people overstep your boundaries as well. What I see with the Master Jesus here, I feel that for a lot of you, there needs to be healing on the masculine side of your family, of the masculine ancestors. So the masculine energy within you. And how does that tie in with the femininity that I mentioned earlier? By whenever masculine energy is out of balance, the feminine energy actually pulls away. It's not that the feminine energy is in balance in terms that it is some way damaged. The feminine energy does not do that. The feminine energy just withdraws. It becomes unpresent, so it is not present in you at the moment. So by healing the masculine side and the energy of your male ancestors, I feel that you will make safe space for your femininity to come back to your life. And this doesn't have to be such a big deal. It doesn't have to be some deep energy healing that you can do to allow this to happen. And bear in mind, if you are a guy, this applies as well, because all of us have female and masculine energies within us. For some of you, this only has to do with maybe listening to yourself a bit better, maybe changing your diet habits, or maybe just taking some time off, not to work so hard. But for others of you, it definitely has to do with some deep healing that needs to be done in order for you to really come to a place when you are perfectly okay with being yourself. A lot of grounded energy is needed for this, because grounding is also an aspect of the feminine aspect, of the feminine energy. So whenever you can, go take a walk in the woods, sit down and meditate. Maybe do something with your hands, because your hands can connect you to the creativity, and creativity is also an aspect of the feminine energy, and will get you grounded. It will get you really rooted in the physical, and it will help you stay in the present moment, because the feminine energy is all about being present and immersed in what you are doing. So for all of you guys here, I feel that your fate lies here with the feminine energy, because there is something you wish to achieve in your life, and I feel that a key piece that is missing for you in order to be able to achieve this is reconnecting with the feminine energy. And with the spider here, when I think of spider, I think of the black widow, of the she, okay, again, of the feminine. But the black widow always kills its mate. And that is an aspect that is highly off balance. And I feel that for a lot of you here, you have stepped into the energy of an emancipated person. And if a lot of you don't know my point of view on emancipation, then I will quickly go over it. And bear in mind that your opinion might differ from mine, and it's completely fine. But because I've done a lot of work with clients on feminine and masculine energy, this is what my conclusions are from that work. So whenever you see an emancipated energy within a woman, it is usually a sign that the masculine aspect is running over the top and the feminine aspect is completely withdrawn, which is actually ironic, because the feminist movement actually wants to have equality between men and women, and most of them are acting out of masculine energy. They're fighting for it, and they're not even aware of it, that by fighting for that femininity, they're actually stepping more further away from it. This is what happens on an energetical plane. So in order for you to find equality between men and women, you're actually making it even more harder to make peace between the two sides, okay? So for a lot of those women, or just men who are more into that energy, it will be advisable to actually stop fighting and start listening more, to really step into that feminine energy, because deep down, most of the feminists actually think that female energy is weak. And that's why they are staying away from it. That's why they are taking on the masculine aspects of that energy to be able to fight for the female energy. And this is where they get it wrong. And instead of being more gentle, more receptive, they're actually doing the opposite. And they are further away from actually getting the equality between the two energies. So about the equality here, male and female aspects are different, and there is no way that it can be equal in terms of characteristics. They can be equal in terms of how much we value them, but they are in their nature different, and they should stay different. There is a reason why the female energy is receptive and while the male energy is very proactive. And those are the two characteristics that have to stay the same. When we talk about equality, we can talk about them having the same importance, but it can never be identical. And this is an important lesson that you guys from Pile 1 need to take from this. And I feel that a lot of you with the forgiveness card, again, have a lot of resentment towards men, but maybe male energy in general. And it is because those figures, male figures, have disappointed you in the past. And once you are able to forgive them, you will make room for your feminine energy to naturally appear. So you wouldn't have to do anything particularly for you to experience more feminine energy in your life. With the Am I Consistently Showing Up card, I feel that you guys have a tendency to do some self-care rituals and then just stop at some point. And there is no consistency in devoting to yourself and your needs. And this is what needs to change for you guys. Let's see what the card says. Some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and endless vision to stay consistent to your dreams. Today's soul action. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life in alignment with your soulful goals. Then show up. And this is where you have trouble, guys. This is where you don't love yourself enough for you to stay consistent. And a way of self-love is consistency. When you are willing to sacrifice like little pleasures in life for a greater pleasure or a greater goal that will be more beneficial for you than those simple pleasures. And I feel that a lot of you just need to be more dedicated towards what will make you happy in the long run, because I feel you are exercising self-love in terms of instant pleasures like food, maybe ice cream or fries or something like that, whereas you could be doing something more meaningful and long-lasting, but you lack the dedication and consistency to do so. For instance, take up a new hobby like doing yoga, or maybe go hiking, meditating every day, but you don't have the necessary consistency or dedication to commit to doing that every day. And that is key for you guys. If you don't do that, you will always seek instant pleasures that will last you maybe an hour, a day, a week, and then you'll be back down, emotionally down, and you will need, again, a fix-me-up. But that is not a solution. A solution is a dedicated and consistent practice that lifts your spirits up and keeps your emotional balance. With this, whatever today may look like, I can change it with my attitude. I feel that all you need is a perception shift, okay? You need to change your perspective on how you look at the self-love rituals. And if you decide to consistently show up for yourself, I feel that your attitude towards a lot of things in your life will drastically shift. And the most important thing is to know that the hardest step is the first step. So once you get going, it will get easier. When the energy picks up, it will be easier every day to be consistent. The hardest part is to start doing it and to make it through the first week to the first 2 weeks. And it basically takes 21 days for you to establish a new habit, and it takes 40 days for you to really implement that habit so it becomes automatic in your life. So if you can commit to at least 21 days or preferably 40 days, after those 40 days you will not even feel any burden or any fatigue when you try to do this self-care ritual. With the practice not to be so perfect, someone hopefully will be teased card, it's definitely a reminder that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself, and somebody will like you because of it. And this ties up really nicely with the lapis lazuli and your truth, because when you're truly yourself, you can shine. You are not wearing a mask, you're not hiding anything, so you can be truly yourself. And this is what makes other people attracted to you. Your self-confidence and unapologetically being yourself. This is what actually draws people in. And if you can do that, I feel that you will probably have better relationships, you will pick better jobs for yourself, you will have healthier habits in your life. And this is what makes the difference. Just living and speaking your truth, however other people may react to that, but staying true to yourself and being who you truly are. Because being normal or being whatever is expected of you to be is so damn boring and is so damn unsatisfying and unfulfilling. So life is too short for you not to be yourself. And the universe is telling you that it's time for you to shine and to show the world the real you, Pal One. Thank you for being here, Pile 1. This was such an amazing message for you guys. I hope this helped, and I hope that it will actually motivate you to do that in the future. I hope to see you in the next reading as well. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the pink petaling crystal and the card Practice Feng Shui, Create a Sacred Space. So with this card, I see that there's a lot of things going on currently in your life. You are probably overburdened. You have a lot on your plate. You have a busy schedule. And I feel it's kind of weighing you down. It doesn't allow for new things to come into your life because there is no room for it. So I feel that for a lot of you, it will be quite beneficial to actually clean your space, to declutter, to give some clothes away. And for others of you, you need to clear your schedule. You need to find a time in your day where you can do stuff for yourself, or maybe take up a new hobby, or whatever you feel like doing. But you need to clear some time and some space from your schedule. I feel that there is something you've been trying to manifest for a long time, but it just hasn't been happening. It hasn't been coming to fruition. And I bet that this is the reason why. Because currently in your life, you aren't making the necessary space for that thing to come to you. And maybe a simple change like decluttering your space can make all the difference for you to be able to manifest that in your life. Let's take a look at all of your cards first, and then I'm gonna pull another card from this deck because in the pile 1 I saw that it fits perfectly for your reading, so I'm gonna add that one at the end. So we have I love you. These are powerful words. We have the badger. The badger will advise you to fight back. We have rock crystal, clarity, purity, energy. It's time to go your own way. Rock crystal centers you and gives you and guides you to find your aim in life. Sometimes I have trouble reading these cards because of the glare, so sorry guys. We have Odin, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. We have share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. We have, am I clear on what my soul really wants? We're gonna take a look at the back of the card later. We have, I'm developing my career with grace and ease. When opportunities present themselves, I trust my inner guidance and I make the decision that is right for me. And we have, to find each other, you must first find yourself. And as you can tell, I have to pick another card from the deck because my OCD is not happy with this. I am a Virgo, so I need to have everything perfectly organized. Otherwise, I get really frustrated. And we have, I love the person I am when I'm with you. Beautiful. So this will apply for career as well as relationships. So take how it resonates, okay? So what I see with the I love you card, so these are powerful words. If you're in a relationship or maybe a situationship that hasn't been going well lately, I feel that there is a need to express your affections to this person because I feel that you have been way too busy and you have been kind of neglecting your person. Or maybe it's the other way around and somebody needs to break that cycle. Somebody needs to stop and say, okay, let's stop everything we're doing. I love you, I miss you, I need to have you around me. And I feel that that will make a great impact on your relationship. If this is, if this has to do with your work, I feel that you guys have to stop and think whether you still like your job, whether you still want to be at your current employment, or maybe you want to start your own business. So I feel a great need, especially with the rock crystal here, for you to really listen to yourself and see whether what you are currently doing is in line with what you're wanting. Because I feel like your own path now differs from the path you were currently on. And I feel that some necessary changes have to be made in order for you to be happy, in order for you to really live the life you wish to live. And if there needs to be some changes to your relationship, maybe a change of residency or maybe some other types of changes, I feel that you need to express that, to be very clear on that with yourself and with the other person as well. If you have some trouble at your workplace, I feel it is time for you to speak up and to fight back. Do not allow other people to put you down just because you are very hardworking and you don't want to fight with anybody. You don't want to have any unnecessary conflicts, but I feel it is time for you to actually step up and defend yourself and to share your voice. Like this card says, you need to express yourself. If you're not satisfied, express it. If you want a raise, express it. Go to your boss and demand that raise. Because I feel that you have selling yourself short for a while. Whether this is regarding a relationship you're in, it can also apply. You have been silent and you have been very quiet. You weren't expressing your needs, and I feel it is time for you to actually do that. With the Odin here, I feel that you have come to a place when you can see the greater picture. You can see where this path you're currently on is leading you to, and you do not like it. You actually want something else for yourself, and if you want to get to that point, you need to change the path you're currently walking. And with that in mind, this card is definitely advising you that you do everything with grace and ease. You don't have to force anything. You only have to take it one step at a time, because opportunities will present themselves to you in the right time. So don't take up way too much at once, because you already have too much on your plate. And I feel this is something that is quite usual for you. It's like a part of you, a part of your personality, to do too much at the same time. And I feel that a little organizing will benefit you. And maybe if you organize your day and take one task at a time and tackle it one by one. And I feel you will be more proficient in that way. You will get better results, and I feel that you will be better at time managing as well. With the am I clear on what my soul really wants, I feel like it's a good time for you to re-examine what your goals are, to re-examine what you wish to create for yourself, because I feel you are at the tipping point and you can choose to stay on the current path, which you have walked for a while, and it has brought you some good things as well, of course. But I feel like you are currently at the crossroads and you need to pick a better path for yourself. Let's see what the card says. Take out the shoulds and the limitations. Get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Whenever you go, go with all your heart. Today's soul action. Ask yourself, what is it that your soul really wants? What does your heart crave? Then take one step in that direction. Yes, this perfectly ties in with what I've been saying earlier. So you have a different goal. It has become apparent to you that you want something else, and I feel that you are scared because it seems way too big for you to be able to achieve it. There are fears surfacing regarding this goal, and I feel that you will greatly benefit from taking it one step at a time to narrow that big goal into smaller goals that are achievable, that are more easier to think about, and even making steps daily that will get you closer to those goals. And then don't think about the greater goal as much. Just narrow it down to a few smaller goals that will help you get closer, because if you're thinking of the big goal, you won't even make the first step. Okay? You won't even dare to go in that journey, in that direction. But if you put some smaller goals ahead of you, you will be motivated to achieve them, and you will be already halfway to your bigger goal without even realizing. So with that in mind, do make a plan, okay? I'm totally a person that likes to make plans and likes to write it out, because that's just my nature. If you are not that type of a person, find your own way of making a plan. It doesn't have to be the traditional way. Just find some sort of way to organize yourself and to have some kind of future plan, so some steps you can follow that don't make you feel like you're limiting yourself in any way. Okay, so find the way that fits best for you in order for you to achieve your goals. To find each other, you must first find yourself. Exactly. If you want better relationships, if you want better career, you need to first be very clear on what you are actually wanting. What are your needs and who you want to be as a person. You need to identify who you want to be in the process of achieving that goal. Whether you want to be somebody who just goes with the flow, whether you want to be somebody who does the same thing everybody else does, or you want to be a game changer, whether you want to be a pioneer in your field. And whatever you choose, it is a valid choice, but bear in mind that that choice has to be your own. It has to be true to yourself, because if you're choosing out of fear, out of lack, and out of scarcity, you will end up being miserable, okay? Because you have something that is quite unique to yourself. And I feel that there is great need to express it. And I feel that you are definitely being guided to step in that direction. And we have this card, I love the person I am when I'm with you. It definitely fits perfectly with the relationships, because I feel that you need to focus more on who you are and how you feel when you're with your person, or how you want to feel when you are with your person, and actually do what is necessary for you to achieve that. And if this has to do with your career, then just think about, how do I want to feel when I'm working? How do I want to feel when I step in the identity of that person? And I think that this can be a mind-blowing experience for you, because I feel a lot of you haven't thought about it in this way. So instead of just thinking about what do you want to achieve, think about who I want to become when I achieve that goal, and how I want to feel when I'm doing it. And I feel these are the two key pieces that are missing from your manifestation. And I feel like everything will come quicker to you once you apply these two principles to your manifestation process. My dear Pile 2, this was your reading. I hope it resonated, and I hope that it gave you a bit of guidance on what to do next for your current situation. I hope that I see you in the next reading as well. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have chosen this rhodonite crystal and the card, Commit to Self-Care Rituals. What I'm getting right off the bat is that you have been neglecting yourself. You have been working way too much. You have been thinking about everybody else except yourself. And I feel that it has taken its toll on you. And if you haven't had a vacation in a long time, I feel like this is the perfect time to take one. Go take a vacation, travel somewhere, get away from your everyday life, change something, and allow yourself to be pampered a bit. I feel like it is most needed at this time. Let's take a look at your cards. And then we're going to take one more card from this deck, because I pulled one more for each group, so I'm going to do the same for you guys as well. So we have express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. We have the cockhalfer will release you from entanglements. I had a trouble reading this because it's such a weird font. Heliotrope, differentiation, protection. You need protection. Heliotrope fends off spiritual and emotional assaults. It helps you to set clear boundaries if needed. We have Serapis Bay, ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Then we have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Then we have who can I serve today? We're going to take a look at the back of the card later. We have take the higher road and you will get to your destination. And we have if stinginess was natural, had all these flowers not existed. Such a beautiful card. And we have one more. Okay, I'm going to take one more from this deck. With the right equipment, life is mostly like a dance. Okay, so definitely what I'm seeing is that you've been very stingy with yourself. You've been overgiving to everybody else and you have been neglecting yourself. And I feel that it is time for you to express your love towards yourself through giving yourself gifts, whether those are maybe shoes, bags, maybe some pedicures, manicures, or maybe just traveling, whatever it feels good for you, whatever you need at the moment in order to feel better. Because I feel you have been going through a lot lately and you might have even had a lot of conflict within your workplace or maybe your family home. And I feel it's time to really set yourself free. You have been really entangled within someone's situation, and I even feel that this was not your problem. I feel like you've been helping somebody else work out their problems, but you have this tendency to take on other people's problems on yourself because you are way too giving and you are very empathetic. Okay, you're like an empath, and because of that, you take on people's problems and you drain yourself in the process of that. You're somebody who wants to serve others, who wants to help others, but I feel that you definitely neglect yourself. You fail to provide the same comfort and help to yourself that you provide everybody else. I feel that you feel kind of guilty to take this time for yourself because you have been kind of programmed on always giving to others and that it is somehow wrong to give yourself. And if that is the case, I think you should be looking into your past, into maybe how your mother treated you or how your mother behaved within the family, because I feel that is something that stems from her programming or her behavior. Or maybe not just your mother, maybe even your female side of your family, so your ancestors as well. And I feel that you don't have to demand anything for yourself, because some of you might feel that you have to be in conflict with people in order for you to get your free time, but it doesn't have to be like that. You can take the higher road and just say, I'm taking this time for myself. You guys have everything set up and I'll be back in a few days, without even having to argue with anybody about it. You can just go. I feel like you expect people to be against you taking time off, but I don't feel like that is actually the case. I feel that is just your perception because you have been so guilted into helping everybody that you can't even imagine a scenario where people will be glad you taking some time off. But I feel like your closest friends and family would actually be very glad and happy for you to take some time off. Let's take a look at this card now. Let's take a look at the back. In a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. What needs you today? Today's soul action. Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. Notice the joy that you feel when you serve others. Ironically, with this card, I feel that it is time for you to serve yourself, but it is you who need yourself. You have been way over giving others, and now it's time to fill your own cup, because you can only give as much as you have, and I feel that your cup is really running out of water and you need to fill it up again. So who needs you today? I feel that is you who need yourself. So with the ascension, move into your true self. Your true self is not lacking anything. Your true self is full with life and with joy and with energy. And you have been depleting yourself for a while. And it is time for you to really fill yourself up, to fill your cup so you can fill others as well. With if stinginess was natural, had all the flowers not existed. So the nature actually gives to everybody, but nature also gives back to itself. Every flower, when it blooms, in time it withers and comes back to the soil, so that the soil can give the flower energy back. Okay? So it is a circle, and it never has an end. It's always replenishing itself. And this is what you need to learn. You've been learned only to give, but not to receive. And after you learn to receive, you will find out that you have even much more to give. And then you make this complete circle of giving and taking and giving, and it is a flow that never ends. So you have to learn that balance, because if you only give, you will deplete yourself to the point that you will have nothing left to give to anybody. I feel that some of you guys here are mothers, and you really feel guilty on taking the time for yourself, but the cards are telling me that you can be even better as a mother if you fill your own cup, because you can have so much more to give, and your kids will look at a happy, fulfilled mother rather than somebody who is always sad or angry or frustrated because they are so tired. Okay? Take your right to rest, because it is your right. Take your time to fill yourself up, to feel good. Everyone will benefit from it, not just you. It's not a selfish act. It's the most selfless thing you can do. And with this card, with the right equipment, life is mostly like a dance. I feel that your current situation can be a lot easier, because when you learn to recharge yourself, every single task you have to do will become easier, because you will have the energy for it, and you will have so much better mindset to work with. And I feel like everything will become so much easier for you, and you will do it with so much love and so much happiness that you can't even compare it to where you're currently at, pile 3. This was your reading, pile 3. I hope it resonated, and I do hope you will take some advice from this group and actually take good care of yourself, because it is most needed. Until next time, bye.